Yeah, baby. What's up, y'all? Jermaine's D. Jermaine's DHR2. Uh, came off fresh off the extremely good episode of All Elite Wrestling, and I gotta say, it was pretty good. Another milestone, another good episode of AEW. I was about to say NXT, but so before we get started on this review, uh, I just want to thank y'all on my last stream that I did about the anti SJW, channels. So I thank y'all for your comment, your love is important for that. And let's get into the review. So you guys know I'm not really a fan. Wait a second, I don't know if I'm a fan, but I'm not really a fan of the Young Bucks. I'm not a fan of the indie wrestling, flips and kicks and all that. I noticed that there's a bunch of indie wrestlers everywhere. There's barely any normal wrestlers in it. As far as like wrestlers from the WWE are coming to AEW goes. So Young Bucks versus the Private Party. But I meant listen, I may not like the indie wrestling market, but somehow I was just sitting there rooting for the Private Party because I feel like all the indie wrestlers do is just flips and kicks. It becomes boring stuff. So that's kind of like my only gripe I have with the first match. Um, so Private Party ends up winning the match. Uh, they have very long celebration after the title victory. The Young Bucks just standing in the ring looking miserable and pissed off because they lost. But at the same time, I was just rooting for them. So I guess everybody wanted something different. I mean, including me. So that's why I basically wanted to root for the Private Party. And those two are some good wrestlers. I've seen their past matches. When they start, doing, reflecting on matches and stuff. I've seen how their matches were, and they look good. You know, high flying mixed with playing in the basketball game and wrestling at the same time. So, but to me, I just don't think that they have the body of a wrestler. They have a body of a NBA player of some sort. So that's just me. You don't have to agree with me, but this match was fine. It was fine. It wasn't even that great. It was just fine. So next we cut to Jericho, aka the Inner Circle, cutting their promos, and Jericho just fried everybody out. Um, I mean, he fried everybody out. From Cody Rhodes talking about how he hates his family, he talking trash about his father, how his father was a jerk, and Dustin Rhodes is a moron, and saying that he's gonna beat the S out of Cody Rhodes. And let me tell y'all something. That is the first time that TNT actually not censor swearing on their TV network. And now that you think about it, USA's I think USA and TNT are basically the only you know TV show or Lifetime actually do not censor the curse words as far as the B's, the F's, the S, you know. But they did say a whole lot of B words in this episode, but Chris Jericho, he was just lashing out. He was going off on anybody. And somehow it got the crowd loving it. Anytime he grabs the microphone, he just loses it. I mean, the crowd just loses it. They love everything he says. And this is what I'm saying all the time. Heels are better because they bring out the attitude, they bring out the good storylines, and they bring out the best out of baby faces, and they make it more interesting. They make you want to watch more. So I think in Jericho's case in All Elite Wrestling, he did a great job on cutting a promo, and that right there is what makes me a fan of him, and I love it. And one more thing, he said that the "We the People" chant is played out, it's old, it's dead, it's buried, and I think that was like a shot at WWE in the ugliest creative. That line I love the most, and the crowd just ate it. They ate it all, and I just feel like each time when All Elite Wrestling, every single show they do every Wednesday, you know the crowd is going to be awesome. From the opening pyros to the matches and the Kenny promos, it feels like I'm watching the old school wrestling and how it's supposed to be, not the PG garbage you got now. So I'm just saying. So next up we have Jimmy Harvick versus Darby Allin. This match was pretty good. I love the between good and evil, back and forth, fast pace, from slow pace to fast pace, kicks to do a little bit of flips and stuff. And I gotta tell you, they did a whole lot of flips. Less flips, more action, and that's what I love the most about this match. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of flips going on except for certain times. Not a whole lot of times, because if you do a whole lot of times, it's gonna bore people to death. Even know what I'm talking about. So this match was pretty good. I like it. Um, Darby did an amazing job on this match. Um, I mean, I just like it. I don't have anything, you know, negative to say. You know, people have different views on how they see All Elite Wrestling. If they see something wrong, they're gonna address it. But me, I'm kind of slow at doing that. So if I do something like that, chances are, I'm gonna get better at my wrestling reviews. So yeah. Next match we had um Rio and Dr. Bitten Brittany, so, or whichever her last name. I don't know what the other wrestling groups were. I was just watching other channels. I did not watch NXT. I was watching, VH1s. Um, so I had to turn back to this match. But spoilers, Rio and Rio and you know what? Instead of just like trying to pronounce her name, I'm just gonna put Rio and B in the double B win the tag match, and then we're gonna do some post match assault. So I don't care about that. You can skip that. Uh, Shawn Spears versus Jon Moxley. So another good match. Shawn Spears did a good job in this match. He looks like he's all business. Jon Moxley looks like he's all business as well. Like both of them were just giving it to each other, giving the best in each other, and that's what I love. I love competition. I love seeing two men going at each other, giving each other competition, and making them more anxious to what to do with each other. And that right there is what makes wrestling great. Um, so Jon Moxley ends up winning the match. Kenny Omega comes out with a wire broom and a wire bat because he wants Jon Moxley to fight him. And then Pat comes out. No, Pat comes from the announce table, hits Kenny Omega in the back of the chair. Um, and Jon Moxley just looked at him like, "What are you doing? Like, this is my moment." So I literally thought that John was going to hit Kenny Omega with the back of the neck or his back with a bar bat. But I gotta be honest. This match was pretty good. Yeah. So your main event, Dustin Rhodes and Hangman Page versus the Inner Circle. Um, Jericho in the Inner Circle. I have to admit, this match was pretty intense. The main event was pretty intense. Um, a lot of back and forth going on between Dustin Rhodes and Hangman Page, and a lot of just intense action. And this is pretty much your typical AEW flavor. Main event, crowd comes in, they goes crazy. They're eating the wrestlers alive with the roars and their cheers. Like this crowd is what makes me miss the WWE the most. Out of it's the real raw emotions, not the fake edited crowd that the WWE does. And if you look at SmackDown last Friday, you could tell it was some like real emotion going on, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. So so after so after the Inner Circle wins the match, post match assault, um, Cody Rhodes comes out, demanding Jericho to want to fight because since you want to talk trash about my my recent my deceased father, um, and then Jack Hager, Jake Hager comes in and attacks Cody from behind. All of them were beating up on him and everything. And then the Young Bucks will come out and help Cody Rhodes and them out, but they ended up getting beat up as well. But I'm trying to see who else came out, but I do know um, oh, Maxwell. Maxwell came out and he surprised me. Maxwell surprised me because I literally thought that he was going to turn heel, turn on Cody, but somehow he ended up surprising me and everybody else. Hitting anybody, you know what I'm saying? Hitting Jericho and the inner circle on them, with the steel chair. Oh Lord Jesus. So after the match, well, after that fiasco, um, Jericho comes out. I thought he was gonna uh, start trash talking, but and then I don't know what this dude's name. He came out with a skateboard and he starts to hit on Jericho, hitting him with a skateboard, and that skateboard can be used as a weapon as well. I mean, as a weapon as well. That right there was very, very creative. Uh, and that neighbors. So after that, and Jericho, makes a threat to Cody Rhodes that he's going to beat him at the next pay per view. He say, "It's your funeral," and I'm like, "No, this nigga did not just say that. It's your funeral." Dang, Jericho is like savage, but I didn't think he would go that route. So, my raw thoughts on this episode, it was pretty solid. There are a few issues that were being made of how boring the match was. My only issue was the first match, Young Bucks and Private Party. I feel like it was too many flips, less wrestling. That's my only gripe I have. So I think I'm gonna give this episode 4 Devin Hughes out of 5. I'm just being honest. I'm just being, honest and sincere about my review and my opinions on it. So I still will stand by for what I said. So once again, 4 Devin Hughes out of 5. Speaking of SmackDown, okay, so this is where I need to get at the most. So I heard that the um Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin and them were not needed on Friday Night Premiere and SmackDown, and that left me wondering why would they keep putting out false advertisement that showed Undertaker and Stone Cold and them are going to appear on SmackDown. Like, if you don't want them on SmackDown, why would you put false advertising? That doesn't make any sense. Stone Cold and Undertaker was very upset about it. If I were them, I would be too, because I've been in this company for years and decades. I'm loyal to y'all. I mean, y'all. So why you don't want me there if you keep putting out false advertisement on me and Stone Cold now? That's how I would have put it out to the WWE if I was a wrestler. I would have been like, look, y'all out there putting out false advertisements on me, and you're not having me there, and you saying that I'm not needed. I'm the one that made SmackDown. I made SmackDown for what it is. That right there is what I would have said it if I was in Undertaker's shoes. I would have told Vince McMahon off. You're not gonna disrespect me like that and not have me on SmackDown, the blue brand that I made watchable in the past. So that's your typical WWE BS, basically. What's up, Daniel? You just missed the review of AEW episode 2 that I did. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because basically due to the Young Bucks versus the I said Wild Party, the Private Party being um more flips, less than wrestling. That's my only gripe I had with it though. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna get out of here. Tomorrow I'm gonna do a less talk on the issues with the WWE, especially Raw, and why I feel as if they're going back to their bad habits, you know, and yeah. So hopefully you all enjoy my review. If you did, subscribe, comment, and follow me on Instagram. Hold up, before I leave, I need to hear what say. Did you hear the DQ? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do a video on that too tomorrow. I'm gonna definitely do a video on that crappy ending at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, because that was just a cop move on Vince McMahon. No, a lot of people said that it wasn't the referee's fault. It was. Since the referee is a PG Fruit Loop, he basically says that since Bray Wyatt is in his character, we can't afford to have another wrestler injured. So that's why I had it in a match. Like, you're so busy protecting a wrestler and worrying about their well-being. But like I said, I'm gonna save all that for a rant tomorrow on Let's Talk. Make sure you guys be on a lookout for it. Until then, it's your man's DHR2, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.